Salve. Anyways, this is Daffney. This might be in her Lucifer gimmick. She was like Draculletta. A lot of people know her as Daffney, the Scream Queen. She was Shark Girl when she wore a mask. She was like the nicest person and stuff. It's like, you know, now she's dead. Supposedly she like shot herself. She had like a live stream where she was talking about it. She wanted her brain like donated to CTE because she had gotten a concussion in this dark match with this woman that was 257 pounds. Had no business being in the ring with her. She shouldn't. Women 200, 300 pounds shouldn't even be wrestling. They have no business. There's just no business for it. And now somebody like Daffney's dead, and you know, they really didn't do much with concussions a long time ago. So you got these people like Nia Jax, Nyla Rose. They shouldn't be wrestling. They should be banned. There used to be laws where women couldn't even wrestle in the ring to protect people like Daffney. And then what happens is they got rid of these laws. And it's interesting because like my death comes like shortly after this episode of Heels. Like you can see it right there. See how the guy's like hammering the thing and stuff? You know, like basically he comes home, he hammers the thing for the garden and stuff, and then like he's gonna see like a deer. He sees like a deer in the garden, and for whatever reason, it's like that upsets him. See, he sees like the deer over there, and then he gets like upset. He goes in the house, he gets a gun, he comes back onto the porch, and he puts like the gun to his like thing, and he shoots himself. And it's like the guy that plays the blonde-haired guy, the blonde-haired brother in the series, Heels. He's home when he does that, so this comes into play in the episode. It's like, so she died shortly after this episode. I think it was September 1st. And I think the episode airs on a Sunday, so. But anyways, I used to talk to Daffney on Myspace. I was friends with her on Myspace. She's the female I talked to the most on Myspace. I'm a wrestler like back in the day when Myspace was a thing, and she was always nice. I can't think of anything, you know, everything was good, everything was positive. You remember, like they say, you remember how people make you feel. You know, I talked to like CW Anderson once. He told me how they changed the finish for the Shannon Moore to put him over instead of Shannon Moore at the ECW I was at, which was the CM Punk TV debut. Scotty Riggs I talked to a lot. Lex Luger. I remember I told him I think Lex Luger's account got hacked, or sometimes some other people's accounts would get hacked. So sometimes I tell some of the wrestlers. I was friends with Mike Awesome. You know, he ended up dead. He got hung one way or the other. So it's kind of like said. Because what happened was Daffney kind of had a spiral after that concussion, and she just kept going downhill, and you know, she just never really recovered from that. And eventually, you know, she started having other health issues. She gained weight. She tried to lose the weight. I guess it didn't really work out. She was born in Germany. She was like a military brat, so she was healthy pretty much her whole life. So it must have been really tough for her not be able to, you know, she was even a personal trainer at one point when the wrestling was done. Most people know her because she was with Crowbar or David Flair. Crowbar did a lot of matches with Sabu as Devin Storm. She had a lot of friends, and you know, I understand, like, you're at like 46, she died at 46. I think she had a birthday recently, and you get to that point, you have a bit of a mental break, you start thinking, now, how am I getting an income? You start thinking you don't have any friends, if you're not married, you don't have a family, you think nobody cares about you and stuff like that, and then if you start turning like alcohol, it's pretty bad. I mean, if you're doing like weed, maybe you can get away with doing weed, but once you start drinking, the most I'll have is like organic red wine, and that's just to make the meals taste better, but I was just drinking like some of these people, forget it, man, there's no way. So it's like a real shame, and you know, like the people that cover this, they don't really care about the wrestlers. They make money talking about wrestlers. When somebody's dead, they throw in other stories, and they get like clickbait and stuff. So it kind of like upset me, because to me this is like I lost a friend, because like, you know, I used to talk to her on Myspace. We were pretty friendly. She was always nice and stuff. I talked to like M-Dog 420, Matt Cross, who's a lot of people know his son of Havoc. And yeah, you know, if you don't know who Daffney is, you should check her out. You should try some of her old matches. She has various characters. You know, Tessa Price kind of has a thing like her right now where she screams. She kind of acts a bit crazy. And you could even look at somebody like, I think even Chris Statlander, like, because in the Draculletta thing, Daffney would like hang upside down, and I think she would do stuff with nose boop. She really liked Mean Gene Okerlund. She had a lot of good stories. I didn't really want to show the person that injured her in the dark match. He's one of the people that was trained by like Devon Dudley and stuff like that, so there's a lot of politics. It was like TNA Impact. And yeah, you know what? It if you want to stop this type of stuff from happening, women 200, 300 pounds shouldn't be wrestling women. I mean, it's ridiculous. You have these women that are like 5 foot 90 pounds, and even somebody like Lita was like 135 pounds. And this basically, she gets crushed. Then she's hurt already, and the girl was trying to pin her by putting her foot on her, and she wasn't going to let that happen, so she like breaks the pin. Then the person hits her with the power bomb, and that's what really gave her the bad concussions and stuff. So these people don't protect them. These companies don't protect them. The producers, you know, they don't inhibit these moves and stuff. You know, Nyla Rose already hurt Britt Baker twice. Falls on her leg in a match, breaks it, needed surgery. Then when they had the title match, when Britt Baker finally got the title, breaks Britt Baker's wrist. These people don't belong in wrestling. They're a freak show. They're not good at wrestling. They don't have good matches. Awesome Kong's not a legend. Awesome Turd, whatever. She was billed at 272 pounds. I mean, she was a disgrace. Medusa Michelli, a.k.a. Alondra Blaze, that's a legend. You could make a case for Lita being a legend. People like that. Daffney was a better wrestler than any of these big women. So the girl that she wrestled, though, supposedly lost like 100 pounds, and she still wrestles, so I don't really want to throw too much shade on her. You can look up the match, you can find the clips and stuff if you really care, but just mostly let people know that, you know, Daffney was like really one of the nicest people. She's probably the female wrestler I talked to the most. All I had was positive interactions, and I was friends with like every female wrestler on Myspace except like Kelly. So I talked to a few of them. Christy Hemme got into it with me once a little bit, but you know, Christy Hemme's really pretty, so I don't really care. But yeah, everything about Daffney is positive. Everything I can remember about Daffney is positive. I seen her in a shoot interview. I knew she was behind the bad trouble because I see she gained a lot of weight. Then she talked about all these other health problems and things. Another mistake she made was she wanted to have dates or get relationships because she was trying to fix herself, and that's a problem a lot of people do. Like, you're trying to fix your problems, and you're gonna, when you fix those problems, suddenly you're gonna have a relationship and stuff like that. No, you know, if people are with you in a relationship, they're gonna stick with you or they're gonna ditch you. And you mean there's not really much of a middle ground. So there you can see he's going out. He's going out. You know, he's going out to the thing, and you know, you could see she played like a character that kind of hinted at a lot of this stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, she's got like scissors and stuff, and she played like a mentally deranged person, a bipolar person and stuff like that. She was, I think she was a model at one point. She's born in Germany like a military brat. And you could kind of see she had nice souls. And she probably had a nice soul too, figuratively. So anyways, in Heels, the guy, the other brother, the blonde-haired brother, ends up coming out, and he finds what his father did. And then like before the match, his other brother tells him like how the father knew he was home when he did it. So like that's kind of like a thing to like really trigger him into being like a bit of like over the edge. But yeah, you know, it's too late to really do much about Daffney now, but you know, try to stop these women 200, 300 pounds from wrestling these women like Daffney. Maybe this doesn't happen again. How many concussions does Alexa Bliss have? How many people does Nia Jax have to hurt and Nyla Rose before people say enough is enough? They would never sanction this in like a real sporting event. And you know, nobody that isn't deranged wants to see this stuff. So you know what? Daffney was really cool. If you're lucky enough to talk to her like me, you probably know that she has good souls, I guess. And yeah, there's really not much you can do now, but yeah, you know, you can find some of her matches online, they're worth watching. I saw one on Wrestlicious recently, when she was in the Vampirella type of character, the Draculletta and stuff. I think she was even in Women Extreme Wrestling and stuff. And you know, Milo Beasley Show, he had a nice shoot interview of her about a year ago. I don't know if there's any more recent ones. She's done some other podcasts and stuff. But anyways, you know, rest in peace, Daffney. You're really cool. Her name is Shannon Spruill, just in case you didn't know. Spruill. And Shannon, you spell it however you want. But and remember, Daffney with 2 F's, because she gets mad if you spell it with a PH. So thanks and take care.